Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Zechariah Scott from the PrimeTime Thoughts podcast, and today I'm going to be giving you guys some keynotes and some keynotes and some key matchups for the Pelicans as they currently go up against the reigning defending NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, in Denver today, November the 6th, 2023 season. So some key let me get right into it, and then hey, go Pels. But let me get right into it for some of these keynotes, right? So some keynotes for the Pelicans is you guys they're currently injured right now. They're currently injured. And they're missing a 20 points per game, or should be around 20 points. I believe around 20 points per game scorer in a CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum. I'm sorry, I thought I had the stats up. Well, at least I thought I had the points per game up, and it just didn't show up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so yes, I was right. So CJ McCollum is currently has 21.7 points per game. Zion Williamson has 22 points per game, and Brandon Ingram has 20 points per game. Right, so you're missing a 20 points per game scorer, a usual 20 points per game scorer. But CJ has also been going on a hot streak lately from the start of the season. He's been shooting well and been shooting good and stuff like that. So not only are you missing CJ's 20 points, you're also missing some of his playmaking. You're also missing some of his leadership and his veteran presence on the court. You're missing a guy that could knows when to get a bucket and knows how to get a bucket and knows how to operate and manage the game sometimes. But yes, CJ can be a little boneheaded and rush a couple of shots here and there. But also CJ is also good down the stretch as to good at putting guys in the right spots on the court, and also to get some of the pressure off of BI and Zion Williamson every single night, because you have that 20 points per game scorer. You have that guard that could do all the ball handling, so that way BI, Brandon Ingram, and Zion doesn't have to do all of the necessary ball handling. So yes, so that's one thing you're missing. You're missing a CJ McCollum with a right collapsed lung. So with that injury, there's not that much medical history as we see in the sports world before in the past. For what I could find, it's something that could be up to 3 to 4 weeks, if maybe possibly. But it's something that's definitely gonna take some time, and he's gonna be out for a little while. So we might not. We really might see CJ right before Christmas. If not right before Christmas, then right after Christmas. So we won't see CJ for a while, basically. Well, I did say 3 to 4 weeks. I'm sorry. We won't see CJ. Right? Yeah, we won't see CJ. I'm right. We won't see CJ until right before Christmas, or we're gonna see him like the week of Christmas or right after Christmas. It depends on how long this injury lasts for CJ, right? Because it's a case by case situation when it comes down to this. A right collapsed lung, and then he also has to get back into the shade, and also has to get back into play and to practice it with the guys and stuff like that. But he is also a veteran, so he's probably gonna keep himself within shape and keep himself within so his rehab doesn't take that long. So that's one thing. You're missing your lead guard. You're missing your PG. So who do I think is gonna have to step in to replace the CJ? Has that PG, has that main playmaker, or a guy that could relieve some of the playmaking, some of the ball handling off of Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson? I really think it's gonna be Dyson Daniels. I really think it has to be Dyson Daniels, honestly. So from Dyson, we've seen previously in the past we see with him overseas that he could be that PG type of role. He could be that floor general, that true playmaker. And in a sense, if he is allowed, right? But we also see that in the G League where he was definitely playing PG, working on his PG skills, working on being a court leader and being that playmaker and stuff like that. So I think we got to see more of that from Dyson. I feel like Dyson is definitely going to start us off, and then when we don't have when Dyson is not the one mainly handling the ball and stuff like that, now we have Brandon Ingram and Zion. They're gonna have to be more on ball and be more decisive of like, hey, I gotta go get a bucket, and hey, I gotta go get my guys involved, and hey, like they have to be more playmakers and getting guys involved as well. So I think it's going to be between those three, Dyson, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and we might see one of the young guys step up, a Skylar Breedy or Kyron Lewis coming off the bench. Might see one of them also step up and try and help out, get that pressure off Dyson or Brandon Ingram or Zion and stuff like that. So those are some of the candidates I think is gonna have to step up and replace CJ until he comes back. I also think during this time, this is really gonna show us if Dyson Daniels has an offensive game to his skill set. Like, we seen his defensive presence, we seen him off ball a little bit. Now we got to see him off ball. I really want to see how Dyson is going to take these games and take this opportunity and build on his offensive game, because I feel like if Dyson can be in a 6'6", 6'7", I think he's around the 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" type of PG type of guard, combo guard. We definitely see him more on ball. I feel like if he could bring an offensive game to his already defense, that's going to be even better for the Pelicans to have further down the stretch when you're contemplating like, oh well, CJ is getting older. Maybe we move CJ to the bench, have CJ as a sixth man. I'm saying like seasons down the line, right? So like maybe 2 or 3 seasons down the line. I also understand Dyson is still young because he's a guy that came from overseas and he also spent some time in the G League, so he's still young. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. I think he just might be like a 19, 20. Like, I don't even think he's hit 21, 22 yet. So he's still young. So he's still trying to figure out his game and whatnot. So, but I definitely think this is some opportunities we get to see more of his right now established offensive game. What can he bring to the offense? Because he's gonna get more of an opportunity on ball. Enough of me rambling from that. Also, another key thing is you gotta start. You gotta now keep in. If you're, let me put it like this: you have to either keep in a Jordan Hawkins, right? So that you have a lineup of Jordan Hawkins, Herb, B.I., Zion, JV, or you have a lineup of Dyson, Herb, B.I., Zion, JV, or even another random thing, right? You don't even start Herb, right? You start Dyson, Hawks, B.I., Zion, JV. You know what I'm saying? You have to add in that scoring, that outside presence. You have to add in that shooting presence from someone, right? And also, B.I. has to take more 3-points. So B.I., Brandon Ingram, he's only taking 3 shot attempts a game. That number has to go up. Now we need to see him in the 5, 6, taking 8. Taking at least more attempts, not just makes. Hopefully those do turn into makes, right? But he has to start attempting more threes, so we have an outside presence, so they have the spacing that Zion can operate with, so Bi can operate with later down the line in this game, right? Also, Brandon Ingram, you're going up against a Michael Porter Jr., so you're not gonna be able to post up Michael Porter Jr. and shoot over Michael Porter Jr. because Michael Porter Jr. is already 6'10" and already has a long wingspan and stuff like that. So you're not gonna be able to shoot over him. So you have to rely. Sometimes you have to rely on either the switches and get Porter Jr. off of you, or you gotta rely on just your outside shot, because Porter Jr. might just give you that space. And you're not going to be able to post up and get to that fade all the time. You might be able to post up a little bit and maybe get to a midi, but you're not going to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be able to necessarily just shoot over this guy all the time. So you got to go to your more offensive bag. So my suggestion, take some more 3-point shots, help y'all get some space, and hopefully Zion can get something around the rim and get that going. But definitely I would expect to see more minutes from a Jordan Hawk and a Matt Ryan, because you're gonna need a 3-point shooting punch. You're really gonna need your 3-point shooters now that you don't have Trey Murphy. He's not playing. You don't have CJ. He's not in. And you don't have their attempts, you don't have their minutes, you don't have their, like, you just don't have that 3-point shooting from your two best shooters on the team. You honestly, Trey Murphy and CJ, you don't have that. So you gotta find some 3-point shooting from other guys. So that's why you have a Jordan Hawk and a Matt Ryan. Third key, right? My third key is Zion has to make shots around the rim. He cannot have a Warriors game where he went, like, I think it was a low percentage. Like, it was just bad around the rim. And I was like, come on, Zion, I know you're better than this. I know you're way more better than this. Like, if Zion is having like a 40-50 field goal game around the rim, I'm just like, come on, man, I know you're way better than this. Like, yeah, so Zion went 7 for 15 against the Warriors, but then he went 7 for 20, so 35%. And this is all field goal. And we all know Zion mainly shoots around the rim or just slashes, and it's like taking hooks and layups and scoop layups and stuff. That's all around the rim, right? And he's not taking 3-point shots. Zion only took one 3-point shot, and that was against the Warriors, and that was already within the blowout, right? He's not really taking 3-point shots. I would like to see Zion take some 3-point shots more, honestly. I would like for him to get into his offensive game and get to that mid-range game and start showing some post fades and not always going for the spin or not always going for a lob and stuff like that. Like, show more of your offensive bag that we all know you have been working on during the summer. That you have. Start getting into that more, so that way you can help your guys out with spacing. But Zion, you got to get somewhere around 55-60 field goal percentage, and you got to get some free throws. And you got to also make those free throws. If you want to have a chance against Denver, you got to get them in foul trouble early, because you're gonna have you gotta have Gordon on you all game. Gordon is definitely a good defender. He's not a sleepy defender, and then you also got one of the best centers in the league and a Jokic around the rim. So you gotta get them in foul trouble early. Key number 4, rebounding. Rebounding is a big issue when it comes down to the Pelicans. And you're like, well, Scott, they have a Jonas, they have a 7-footer, they have Cody Zeller, they have Larry Nance, they have Zion, they have Brandon Ingram, they have all these guys that have put up good reboundings. Yes and no, right? The Pelicans need more bodies around the rim, right? And they definitely been playing more of a small ball lineup where Zion is at the 5 or Larry Nance is at the 5. So when you play more of those type of lineups, you need more guys around the rim to rebound. So then you can get out in transition. Everybody just can't assume like maybe Larry might get it, and Larry got to go up against 1 or 2 people and constantly get out rebounded, because there's more people of the other team. And then there is Pelicans that's in the paint trying to help rebound, right? Zion is only 6'6". He can only do so much. Sometimes he's just going to get boxed out and out-rebounded by himself. So that's why I'm saying you got to put more bodies around the rim so they can help rebound. And then that would help issue some of the rebounding blow, right? Another thing would help with the rebounding problems is you gotta play JV more. You can't rely on a small ball Larry Nance lineup or a small ball Zion at the 5. Gotta play JV more. You also gotta play a little bit more Cody Zeller. I wouldn't mind this game of playing more of Cody Zeller because you have Jonas coming in. Because I believe you have DeAndre Jordan coming in. This is gonna be a tall team. This is definitely going to be a tall team. So expect more of JV minutes and expect more of Cody Zeller minutes. Less of Zion and Larry Nance. So, and also you put less of Zion minutes so that way Zion doesn't get into foul trouble early, and he's not getting frustrated with some of the refs not calling some of these fouls and stuff like that. It's just a strategy, just a helpful little suggestion. Play more of your bigs. Don't worry so much about the small ball lineups, especially when you don't have CJ McCollum shooting out there. My fifth and final key is what you don't for the Denver Nuggets. They don't have Jamal Murray out. He's out with a hamstring. He's already been declared out. So now that means Jokic is going to at least have the ball more. And we all know Jokic is definitely a triple double machine. He could still give you 30 to 40 points, 20 rebounds, 10, 15 assists. Like he's definitely a triple double machine, right? He could have a really great game. Aaron Gordon, still a great guy, still a little shaky of a shooter. Michael Porter Jr. might get a 10, 15, 20 point game out of him. It really just depends how everything goes. But like I said, you don't have Jamal Murray, who is probably their second leading scorer currently right now, but definitely their leading guard, their PG. So who is guarding Jokic? And where is Herb going? Who is Herb guarding? I would assume Herb is guarding the guy that is mainly on the ball, right? So Herb could be all defense and get some pressures and try and create some turnovers for his backup guard. But that's easier said than done. You still gotta get somebody on Jokic. Now, if it's JV, then it's JV. I understand, but when JV gets in foul trouble, because Jokic is just gonna get those calls. When JV gets in foul trouble, then you got a Cody Zeller. I've seen what Jokic did against Cody Zeller in the NBA Finals. It was not pretty. If you try and put a Larry Nance on Jokic is just shooting over Larry Nance, and he's out rebounding him and he's outpowering him. That's way too much of a weight difference right there, right? So now Jokic is going to the power game. He's definitely gonna, if he's going to the power game and going into the post war, he's definitely going to try and get everybody else more involved. My suggestion: throw JV on him, throw Cody Zeller on him, even throw EJ on him. I know EJ hasn't really played any minutes, but I just expect Jokic to get the Pelicans big into foul trouble early, right? So just throw constant different bodies on him, try and pick him up early, try and like get a little nudge, get a little physical with him and stuff like that, and show him like you're going to be there all night. I'm not gonna make it easy for you. Make every shot difficult, make every pass difficult, make everything difficult for him, and hopefully you can squeak out a win. This is gonna be a tough, close game. And if I was a betting man, I would still take the Denver. I don't know. I still like the Pelicans. I feel like the Pelicans have a lot of things to work on. If they're coming out shooting great, limiting the turnovers, getting fast break points, create turnovers for themselves, so that way Denver doesn't have the ball that much. Also, and maybe just Jokic just has the off night, or nobody could be that second scoring option for them. We never know. I feel like the Pelicans could win this game. If they win this game, they might probably will go up more up the Western standings. Right now, they're currently fourth in the West with a let's see. Right now, oh God, why'd you bring me all the way over here? I didn't want to look at the draft picks. I just wanted to see their record right now. Alright, so right now the Pelicans have a 4-2 record, fourth in the West, like I said before. So you pick up a win against the defending champs, that's definitely gonna bring a lot of confidence to you, especially with CJ being out, Jose being out, Trey Murphy being out, Najee Marshall being out. You got 4 key guys that's definitely gonna be in the rotation that's currently out right now against the defending champs Denver team that all they're missing is Jamal Murray. I think that's gonna build a lot of confidence up later down the line. So with that being said, stick to those 4 keys. I'm gonna recap them real quick. Dyson Daniels have to develop an offensive game. Let him be the PG. Let him play make and see how this goes. If not Dyson Daniels, then it's definitely gonna be a lot of Zion and Brandon Ingram on ball. Right, so Dyson, Zion, Brandon Ingram, limit the turnovers, create a lot of opportunities for yourself and others, and enjoy being on ball. Like these next couple of weeks, I'm gonna be definitely looking at Dyson Daniels' game and figuring out where can he go offensively. But yeah, Dyson Daniels at PG is definitely gonna be on, or Dyson Daniels on ball is definitely gonna be something I look out for. Number 2. Jordan Hawks and Matt Ryan have to start off the game hot from 3-point shooting, right? Start getting them going early, start getting them open looks, try to get their 3-point shooting going. Those are your 2 main 3-point shooters, those are your 2 best 3-point shooters you're gonna have available on the court. Gotta get them going early. Number 3, Zion needs to make shots around the rim and get the Denver bigs in foul trouble. If Zion can get them in foul trouble, that's going to help him further down the line when we get to the fourth quarter. It's a very close game, and now they're in foul trouble, and now they can't constantly be swiping and slashing and trying to rip at Zion and stuff like that, and trying to be physical with Zion going to the rim constantly, because they don't want to pick up that 4th or 5th or his foul out of the game, right? Number 4, rebounding issue. Stop with these small ball lineups. That small ball lineup is not going to work against the Denver's bigs tonight with a Jokic who's a 6'11", 7-footer type of big, with a DeAndre Jordan, with an Eric Gordon, with everybody else that Denver has. Denver is a tall team. Not going to work. Small ball lineup is not going to work against them. Use your bigs. Number 5, who's going to guard Jokic? It's going to take an all-team type of effort. I would start JV on him, but as soon as JV picks up that first 2, then I'm switching to Cody. And as soon as Cody picks up that 2 or 3, then I'm switching to Larry Nance, or I'm switching to EJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing multiple bodies at Jokic, so that way he gets multiple different looks. He has to constantly switch it up, and hopefully down the stretch, JV is going to be there for you guys, for us. Later down the line to close out the game, and also bring his offensive presence and defensive presence on Jokic. With that being said, this is your boy Zechariah Scott from the PrimeTime Thoughts podcast. Check out more YouTube videos. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube. more podcast episodes, and more Pelicans games. Definitely more Pelicans. I'm definitely going to be talking about more Pelicans games. Giving you guys previews, giving you guys reactions after the game, or right after the game. If not right after the game, then definitely the next day, right? So you guys definitely going to be seeing like more podcast episodes from me, and definitely going to be talking about more of the Pelicans, because it's basketball season. So might even sprinkle in some Miami Heat right now. I know they're not that good right now, and I really want to just focus on my New Orleans Pelicans audience, but you gotta sprinkle in some Heat a little bit too. But with that being said, peace. This is being your boy Zechariah Scott. Like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for checking out this episode. Y'all have a good one. Go Pels.